Godzilla!
What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Wrath2501 here. Alright, so we got the Warhammer part of Double Feature Friday. And this is Could King Ghidorah Survive in Warhammer 40k? This is by Commissar Gamza. This looked interesting, so I figured, oh, why the hell not? This seems kind of cool. Alright, so let's see what he's going with, and go. Whoa! The fuck? This is wait. That's that shitty Ghidorah from that crappy anime movie series. And that's Godzilla Earth. What the hell, is that a fatality? Okay, that's not from one of the animated movies. That's from like a game or something. Oh shit.
Why, hello there everyone, and welcome to this video. Last week we asked if Godzilla could survive Warhammer 40k, and today we shall ask the same of King Ghidorah. Who is Ghidorah, you might ask? This three-headed beast has always been the big rival of Godzilla over the years. And because of my video last week, which had to do with Godzilla, you guys were heavily requesting King Ghidorah, so I said, I gotta do it. Now, because of this character's long history and so many different reiterations and different powers and movies, etc., this brings us to our next main question, which is, which King Ghidorah version are we going to be using for this video?
Excuse me, the one from Planet of the Monsters?
The same movie series that had Godzilla Earth. So get ready, because this Ghidorah is an absolute powerhouse. Now, this Ghidorah has a bit of a weird background, so I need you to take your logic and throw it out the window when I summarize his origins. Ghidorah is the result of an evolutionary path where he discarded his physical body and evolved into a form of pure energy. Okay. That alone is absurd, but let us continue. He now exists in a different dimension and is not bound by our laws of physics. I would be willing to argue he was never bound by our laws to start, given that his physical body simply became pure interdimensional energy through evolution? Wait a second. So through evolution,
they're saying he became one of the Chaos Gods.
Checkmate, atheists.
He became one of the Chaos Gods.
A little more background.
Oh god.
This Ghidorah was summoned into our physical realm by cultists, of course, who worshipped him as a god of destruction. Now, the lead
Why do you
cultist,
worship a god of destruction?
was guiding Ghidorah with a relic while he was in our realm, allowing Ghidorah to use more of his true powers. However, once Metphius was killed, Ghidorah essentially lost those extra powers
his
and
eyeball
got his
thing
pencil
was
match snapped by Godzilla.
Yeah.
However, we will be using the full form Ghidorah, not this weak summoned version. Alright, let's talk about his powers and abilities.
Essentially, he's a Chaos God.
Alright, first off, this Ghidorah is like the ultimate danger noodle. His length in the movie was said to be 20 kilometers, and I would argue because he is a being of pure energy, he can likely grow to whatever size he wishes. Gravity manipulation. This ultimate spaghetti monster possesses the ability to alter gravity.
God.
When he was summoned, the first thing he did was use this power to destroy the Eritrum, a ship that was orbiting Earth, crushing it like a tin can. You know, we're used to slurping spaghetti noodles. However, this spaghetti noodle will slurp you. He possesses energy siphon. During this fight, Godzilla began to overheat his body, building up a tremendous amount of energy, only for Ghidorah to siphon away all of Godzilla's energy that he had generated. It's crazy to imagine how far this can be pushed. There's no telling just how much energy the Ghidorah can absorb from his target, given that he was able to do that to Godzilla. Extra-dimensional powers! This incarnation of Ghidorah boasts an advanced form of intangibility, which affords him the advantage of being able to attack, while not being able to be attacked in response. In addition, he also bends reality's space and time around himself, resulting in Godzilla's beam attacks to curve off target. So essentially, if you shoot missiles or lasers or anything at him, it's gonna bend around him and miss. However, if you do somehow manage to land on target, your attacks pass right through him, because he's like phased in another dimension while he's killing you. Just imagine what Buttermilk Bob is thinking right now.
What?
The Life Eater virus would destroy pure energy. Don't you know anything about Exterminatus, Gamza?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Exterminatus. One of the most desperate words that a 40k fan uses when he realizes that 40k is losing. Because of these dimensional powers, he also cannot be detected. While you can see him with your eyes, and he can kill you, computers and sensors do not pick up on Ghidorah. It's as if he doesn't even exist according to the computer's readings. Oh, and his shadow can also eat you.
Okay.
Strength, you might ask? Completely irrelevant. He picked up the 300-meter tall Godzilla, who is said to weigh over 100,000 tons with ease, which, according to Buttermilk Bob, is about 1/10 the strength of a basic Space Marine because they are genetically enhanced after all.
What
Time
the fuck?
alteration. Ghidorah's very presence messes with time. The Aratrum's crew, the first ship that Ghidorah had destroyed, foresaw their own demise as they lost life signals in their location moments before Ghidorah's final attack made it true. This Ghidorah has already been said to have destroyed thousands of worlds and killed many Godzillas already. So with that being said, let us throw him into the 40k universe. Alright, so
really
Ghidorah, being the badass that he is, at the end of the day, he's actually a pretty generic bad guy. And what I mean by this is his only real goal is either to kill Godzilla or destroy all life. So his motives will be quite clear when he reaches the 40k universe. But the interesting part about him, though, is he is fully equipped and very capable of carrying out this will. If we drop him in the middle of the Imperium of Man, the havoc he is going to cause will be astronomical. You see, the Imperium really doesn't possess the ability to harm Ghidorah. All their kinetic weapons or energy weapons will have no effect on him at all. Remember, Godzilla's attacks phased right through Ghidorah, and his atomic breath, which is able to wipe out entire cities with ease, effortlessly got deflected by Ghidorah, which would have passed through Ghidorah even if it reached him to begin with. Now, the gray area that you guys are most likely curious about is psychic powers.
Yeah,
the
you mean the
warp,
Grey Knight
however,
area?
is not a guarantee to be effective against Ghidorah, as the warp is not limitless in that it is capable of reaching just any dimension. It operates in its own dimension and the physical realm. Ghidorah, however, exists in a dimension we simply don't know about, and he very well might be able to deflect any psychic attacks the same way that he deflects energy weapons or
he
kinetic
might be able
weapons.
to overwhelm any
However,
psychers who
if
try to
the Imperium
attack
of
him.
Man ever did have any hope, it would likely be through psychic powers. However, to be blunt with you, this Ghidorah would most likely destroy the Imperium of Man and send it back into the Age of Strife, when mankind was broken, divided, and scattered. Orcs, Tau, and Tyranids would likely put up the least resistance. Why? There is nothing for Tyranids to bite. There's nothing for Orcs to chop, and there's nothing for Tau to shoot at. He would likely destroy any of these that he crosses with. And while the Tyranids have plenty of numbers to throw at him, all which would do nothing, why would the Tyranids waste all their resources doing that? I think they would actually follow Ghidorah around like a vacuum, sucking up all the crumbs that he leaves behind. Imagine him destroying the Imperium of Man, throwing him into the Age of Strife, and then you have these massive hive fleets coming in right behind him, and it's all these planets,
That would
all
actually
this
piss off the
biomass
hive
to
mind
just
because they don't
freely
like
soak
to
up.
eat
So again,
crumbs.
they were just going to be like
They're
the
after
hungry
the
dog
meal.
that's
They don't
looking
want
for the
the
little crumbs that
leftovers.
you drop. Eldar, on the other hand, should be able to put up a greater resistance. Their arcane technology combined with their psychic might could possibly injure Ghidorah, or at the least slow his advance. But we do know that even their ancestors couldn't stop the Catan beings, and so I think Ghidorah being very, very similar to a full-fledged Catan would eventually triumph over them.
Yeah,
And
that's true. He
speaking
is
of
like a
Catan
Catan.
beings,
Not exactly a
Ghidorah
chaos
is very
god.
similar to them, and that brings in the Necrons. Now, I actually think that the Necrons would be the only real threat to Ghidorah. However, one big issue is at hand. In order for the Necrons to have completed this task when they destroyed the original Catans and shattered them into little pieces, they were a fully united force under the command of the Silent King. the whole army and all their technology was at the ready. The current Necron Empire is not entirely united. Many tomb worlds have been destroyed, great weapons lost, others still slumber, or remain heavily damaged even after awakening. But because Necrons possess phase technology capable of moving through dimensions, I believe they have the best chance of facing off against Ghidorah. But destroying him is still no guarantee, but they would most likely be able to at least wound him. I would love to see the Catan shards being thrown at him. Even though they do not possess their original strength, multiple shards should be able to put up a good fight against someone like Ghidorah.
And doesn't the Imperium man have like a dragon or something that's a Catan under
how
Mars?
This interaction would work. Ghidorah at this level shouldn't even be influenced or even care, to say the least, about the Chaos Gods. But they would definitely be angry at his presence, especially after destroying the Imperium or essentially breaking all their toys. You tell me what you think would happen between Ghidorah and Chaos. Overall, Ghidorah would not only survive Warhammer 40k, he would most definitely obliterate at least a few empires before going down. And now for the wild card that I always love throwing into these mixes. And that is, imagine if the Necrons somehow enslave Ghidorah through a Tesseract labyrinth in the similar ways that they did to the Catan, but instead of shattering him, what if they're somehow, through some crazy means, are able to enslave Ghidorah, and now they can essentially throw that Tesseract labyrinth out like a Pokeball against something like the Tyranids. That would actually be the key that they need to destroy the Tyranids. You have this pure energy being. You see, the Catan shards, as far as I understand, they still kind of have like a necrodermis around them, and when you crack that necrodermis, the energy is released and they kind of like dissipate, they explode. Ghidorah is not like that. He's pure energy. He doesn't have a necrodermis. So fighting against the Tyranids, there's nothing to scratch. There's nothing to bite. There's nothing to shoot at. There's nothing to absorb. Ghidorah is simply just imploding all of your numbers. And when you have the Necrons backing that up, I don't think the Tyranids would have a chance. And thus, throwing Ghidorah into the 40k universe could easily make the Necrons the supreme rulers of the universe once again. Alright, my good friends, thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it towards the end and you like these types of videos, be sure to subscribe because I will have these every Friday. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll have more for you later.
Okay, I'm gonna nitpick here because in some ways I'm on. First of all, I don't like this Ghidorah. It's stupid. It's a stupid character. It's a stupid design. It's basically a fucking kaiju Mary Sue, even more so than Godzilla's ever been. And Godzilla freaking tanked a black hole. So yeah, but and this guy's even worse. So you know how I feel about that. Anyway, so doesn't first of all, like I said, doesn't the Imperium of Man have like a Catan? I think they call it the Red Dragon or some shit like that underneath Mars. So there's that. Two, I don't know if this would be enough, but it might get the Emperor off his ass, off his golden throne. So while I do think the Imperium is huge, so Ghidorah doesn't just like sweep across the galaxy and just destroy everything like he does. He goes from planet to planet, takes him a while, munch. It'd be very slow overall. It'd be very, very slow. So he wouldn't just outright annihilate these empires. It's just that they wouldn't really be able to really stop him. He'd basically be like a cross between a Catan and the Tyranids, because that's what he does. He goes from planet to planet. He eats up all the life. So that's basically what he is. He's like a Catan Tyranid. So they would just basically stay out of his way or try to lure him away with other things for him to munch. You know. So either way, but yeah, I don't think the Tau would be able to do much. Orcs. I don't know. Orcs are really weird. Depends on how unified they are. Because when orcs are unified, they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. They can basically create technology just by imagining it into existence. They can teleport them when they're fully united and become Quarks. They can teleport themselves, whole armies across the galaxy, just by wanting to be there. You know, I mean, so there's that. Like I said, I don't think the Tau would do much. The Imperium would definitely get a freaking bloody nose out of that one. The Eldar, they probably would do something. They're like ineffectual. They're pretty stupid. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd get their asses handed to them. Because they wouldn't know enough to get the hell out of a way of what's basically a force of nature. Of course, the Necrons, yeah, the Necrons would probably kick his ass. And I'm just going to say that straight up right there. But, you know, so what do you guys think? Just let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Click on the link to the original down in the description. Get down to the original video and tell Commissar Gonzo what you thought about this matchup. And I will see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye-bye.